This week on Destination Polaris.
Welcome to the military.
Don't even know if we're coming home.
We're locked and loaded on a military mission. Some of the best extreme sport athletes are here at Fort Irwin in California. Gear up and take cover. Destination Polaris starts right now.
Destination Polaris is presented by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications.
Welcome to Destination Polaris and the Army's National Training Center, Fort Irwin. Polaris teamed up with Rockstar Energy and Warfighter Made for a Military Appreciation Week and a desert adventure. This is America's largest combat training facility. All military services train here before deployment. The post covers 1,000 square miles in the Mojave Desert and is about a 30-minute drive from Barstow, California. Fort Irwin granted us VIP access this week. And 20 of the best extreme sport athletes in the country came to meet and thank our soldiers, ride razors, and get immersed in combat training. Off-road legend Rob McAkron is here, along with RJ Anderson, Tanner Faust, Bucky Lossick, TJ Ellis, Colton Moore, Jolene Van Butte, and more.
It's intense and crazy, and you want to make sure that they always know that they're appreciated and valued.
Thousands of America's finest are stationed at this post.
PFC Paula Martinez. I'm from San Luis, Arizona. I've been stationed in Fort Irwin for about 10 months now.
I'm PFC Ward. I've been here for 18 months.
Our mission is to provide a fun distraction from the daily grind.
I'm really ready. I'm so ready.
More than 100 service members and their families enjoyed a 10-mile Razor demo run.
So we had two awesome demo rides going on. One where they could actually drive and experience the Razors for themselves.
So the fact that you guys came out here and give us something to do is pretty great.
It was just awesome.
Option 2, the extreme ride. Hot laps sitting shotgun with renowned drivers RJ Anderson and Tanner Faust.
We were going through the air, going through all kinds of crazy jumps, and I was holding on to everything that I could possibly hold on to.
My heart was racing. I'm pretty sure I had a heart attack, but I'm fine now.
We were getting all kinds of reactions. I mean, hooting and hollering and screaming and yelling.
That was absolutely nuts. I mean, I told him that's better than a day at Six Flags.
It was so exhilarating, and my buddies are so jealous.
service members were just like absolutely over the moon. It was awesome. It was very cool to share that experience with them.
I needed this. It was pretty nice. It was the highlight of my day, of the week, probably the month.
Up next, Operation Desert Run. The Razors are lined up, and the Rockstar athletes are ready for a 200-mile ride to the Nevada state line and back. Plus, later in the show, we are the first group ever allowed to take part in this combat immersion experience. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Rugged Radios, the authority in communications. Super ATV, your trusted source for high-quality parts and accessories. And by Aluma Trailers, the best aluminum trailers available.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. The hooligans and dragon slayers left their mark at Fort Irwin.
The Painted Rocks are the different units that are stationed at Fort Irwin. They go out there and they paint their unit pride on that rock for everyone to see.
It's now time for our desert adventure. We're headed from these beautiful painted rocks at Fort Irwin to the Nevada state line and back. Operation Desert Run is a combination of military appreciation and fun. We take the Mojave Desert by storm. 2 days, 250 miles. 20 Razors, driven by extreme sport athletes, Polaris, and Warfighter made.
It's awesome, you know, I get to see these guys on TV. They're my teammates, but I don't really get to hang out with them so much.
We started out on tank trails used for military training. Rob Blanton from Warfighter Made describes the battlefield we drive through.
They have full-scale mechanized battles out here. That was an older UH-1 utility helicopter, also known as a Huey. It was kind of the workhorse of Vietnam. And my platoon and I were ambushed.
The biggest thing for me was listening to Robert from Warfighter Made and listening to him tell his stories. It brings all the little stuff in your life that really doesn't matter, that you think matters, come into perspective a little bit.
It's not every day that Fort Irwin grants us access like they did, so it was very impressive to get to go around base and see some of those mock Afghani villages. That's really where they simulate what it's like overseas. So it's not a race, but as we leave this village, it somehow manages to become one. These Rockstar Energy athletes come from all different genres of extreme sports. BMX, skateboard, motocross, snowmobile, you name it.
I'm a rally driver. I do stage rallies with the co-driver. I've never ran desert.
I really never rode a Razor through the desert, you know?
This is definitely my first time in this sort of experience.
This is what I do. I come out and have put in so many thousands of miles in a Polaris out here in the desert. To show people what I do and bring them into my world is so cool.
These are some of the best extreme sport athletes in the entire country, and it was awesome to see them tear it up and also get excited about riding Razors.
I just co-drove for Elliott Sloan, so I was doing a lot of this. Whoa, 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 whoa! You know, he just wants to go. He just wants to gas and go.
The best part was coming around the hill and seeing all the solar system. The sunset was crazy, man.
That solar park sits right at the Nevada state line. Day 1, mission complete. Day 2, we book it back to Fort Irwin.
We had all kinds of good different terrain, from fast sandy washes to a little bit of rock climbing in the canyon. We had a little bit of everything going on, so it was a ton of fun.
It was funny because at one point our guide said we had to slow down a bit, and everyone laughed at that because I don't think anyone in this group does anything but full throttle.
I don't think this group ever, I would say, unwinds. They just wind up even more.
We raced the sun the entire day and rode back onto base just as the sun set.
It was fun though. They're a work hard, play hard group, just like we are at Polaris. So it was a great time.
Operation Desert Run has been a really cool experience for me. And it's cool seeing their take on what I get to do all the time.
What a ride, over 200 miles to the state line and back. Now it's time for a military immersion experience. Stay with us, that's next on Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Kicker and SSB Works. Go wherever your music takes you. And by KMC Wheels, precision for chaos. And by B&W Trailer Hitches, towing adventure. And by Polaris Visa Card, power your passion. Earn Polaris cash on all of your purchases.
I'm not a morning person, so it's going to be interesting.
Welcome back to the show. So this is our new reality for the day. Fort Irwin has given us VIP access to go through what it's like to be a little bit like a U.S. soldier in training. Boot camp is about to start. Get those RPMs up there.
The half Murph consists of a half-mile run, 50 pull-ups, 100 push-ups, 150 squats, and another half-mile sprint all time.
Don't even know if we're coming home. We made it. We're almost done.
I'm trying to keep up with the soldiers, killed me, so like, they put me to work, man. I'm gonna be feeling it for the next couple of days, that's for sure.
We did it.
Welcome to the military.
And there are no breaks in the military. From boot camp, we head straight to combat training. For our combat training, we were each issued gear and guns. We learned how to handle our M4 rifle, shoot, and clear buildings. This afternoon, we'll be deployed on a mock mission into the village of Eugen. 3 platoons, each have a job.
Signal was this.
Wedge, this is wedge. Yeah, that's fine, I'm good with that.
Our goal is to capture a high-value target.
I think they're going to rip the out of us, and I think they're going to beat up on us, and they're going to really show us that this isn't a playground for the kind-hearted.
All right, practice is over. Time for the real thing.
We are now part of the 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment called Black Horse. And it didn't take long for the battle to begin.
It was real. As soon as we pulled up, there was gunfire going off. Helicopter cruising overhead, so I hopped out of the truck and ran basically for cover immediately.
Jump off the tanks, hide behind a bunker, then go straight into battle, start clearing rooms. It's insane. Your heart is just racing.
There are two guys with guns over on the top of a building to our left. And we just got here.
Get your heart racing, that's for sure.
And so we got the chance to go in and do the full simulation, shooting blanks, simulated explosions, everything that you'd experience in combat. It was a truly once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
We try to replicate the most realistic, absolutely ruthless. We try to replicate something that, you know, they've never seen before.
Felt like bullets were flying overhead.
We made it to our first safe building. It's intense, a lot of running. I got his back.
And I got her back.
He's got mine. Each team worked together to clear rooms, secure buildings, and find the bad guy. You're protecting each other's lives, and it doesn't get any more real than that.
Let's go.
The craziest battle that I had on this mission was we went into this alley.
As we got through halfway to the alley, we took contact from grenades, from 240s. We returned fire.
Then all of a sudden, explosions were coming from all sides. I got to almost clear an entire magazine. It blew my mind. The adrenaline was pumping.
Getting into combat and getting into guns and everything and getting in uniform and like shooting blanks, it felt like the real deal.
Pretty intense, right? It's designed for you guys to have a good time, but then also just remember that what our military is doing, there are some serious risks.
The risk was worth the reward. Mission accomplished. We were able to capture and detain our high-value target.
So check out our crew. Look at the amount of people that it took to complete this mission.
For you guys are actually really good. Most people they'll freak out and just shoot at everything that moves.
It was an experience I'll never forget.
Who do we got? The lucky winner of a Polaris Razor.
Up next, we say thank you to these brave men and women and their families. You're watching Destination Polaris.
Destination Polaris is sponsored by Brimstone. Camp, ride, and kick back at Brimstone. And by BF Goodrich Tires, who asks you, are you driver enough? And by Walton's, everything but the meat.
Welcome back to Destination Polaris. For 2 days, we have had VIP access. No civilians have ever gotten to participate in the immersion experience quite like we did.
All right, let's go.
And what an experience it was.
The immersion experience is something that I will never forget the rest of my life. What I took away from this experience is just a whole nother appreciation for the military and what they do for us.
I just have so much respect for these men and women that are out here doing this on a daily basis. We were out here only for an hour, and I am dead tired, completely exhausted.
It makes me want to go harder in my life, knowing that these guys fight for our freedom to do what we love.
I always had a huge appreciation for the military, but actually getting a chance to experience this hand-in-hand, side-by-side with these guys, took that appreciation to a whole new level.
It's great for athletes to better comprehend what it is that America stands for and how they are able to do what it is that they do based off of the freedoms that are provided to them by our military.
It's not only the servicemen and women who sacrifice, it's their families too. So we were happy to provide a fun event to say thank you.
When there's nothing else to do out here, like having someone realize that and come give us, you know, a little something to be excited about and look forward to, it's really important to have out here.
Not only did the families get to meet some of their favorite off-road athletes, but also Polaris and Warfighter Made gifted a handful of machines to a few deserving servicemen and women.
Who do we got? The lucky winner of a Polaris Razor.
Oh, this is huge.
Let's go Rocket!
My husband Ryan served. He's been in 9 years.
We might want to take this for a test in the woods.
This is beyond grateful. Like, this is the last thing that we could have ever imagined happen. You guys, we thank you guys so much.